Alright, hopefully that's better, and I see that my audio cues are actually working again. Well, that was a waste of time. Thank you very much for the tip, Inigo. Thank you very much. For whatever reason, my microphone was defaulted to some device that doesn't exist in my computer. So yeah, that's unfortunate. But as I was saying, Tank 7, it's a great American Saison. You know what, I'm not going to go through the explanation of what a Saison is anymore. I think I covered it, I think it's on my mind. I think it'll be okay. But yes, have this if you see it in the store. So, I think let's get down to business. Let me go ahead and put this over here. And let's go ahead and get started. Last time I was playing Travis Strikes Again, I was in the CIA level. And I was losing a lot, which is not necessarily, how to say. I felt like the gameplay focused a lot on skills and the abilities that you had collected. One of the things that I thought was completely new was just the fact that the game didn't allow me to switch back between Batman and Travis. I think I generally depend on doing that. But you know, it's an interesting level when you get a new challenge. One thing that I think I'm going to do, and the reason why I named this chat Nowhere to Hide, is because I think I'm going to try to find secret characters. I was reading some of the guides on this game, and it suggests that if you find certain secret characters, it'll give you certain power-ups, and maybe do a little bit of grinding that way. Maybe get better before going back into CIA. I think that's what I'll do. But before I do that, let me go ahead and update my ticker, because obviously if I don't do that, you won't know exactly what I am enjoying. And I think that there it goes. Okay, perfect. Let's do this then. And let's put that stuff on.
Find him. Listen, Birkin. The score is 0-0. 2 outs, bottom of the ninth. You're up to bat. 3 balls and 2 strikes. You're up against the wall. The next
Alright, here we
pitch
go.
decides the game. You either
And let's continue our adventure. I am so frustrated by the fact that I missed that entire bit on the beer. I thought that was my most brightest, most shiniest moments, but I guess it will all be forever in a memory. And if you're still powering through my stream, I've got only 5 more minutes left of Washer, so please bear with me. But let's go ahead and see what unlockables I can find here. So there's a cheat code that some of these posters actually alluded to this entire time. And that's not what I want to do right now. I actually wanted to look at the archives. So Death Drive Mark II. But an Electric Thunder Tiger. So I'm told that all of the secret codes are actually the same code. Left, left, down, up. Left, left, down, right. At the place of the photo. So you look at places in the photo, you go there and you discover things. Ideally hidden characters. And actually, it's not left and right, it's actually the buttons on the on the control, which is probably the reason why I had been failing this entire time. I had actually been entering directions on the control stick, which of course doesn't make sense. Will be instant sleep. Okay. So let's go ahead and find these guys. And again, I'm using the cheater way here. I am using a guide to work my way through this. And we want to go... Let's start out with Batman, actually.
Play ball!
I am very perplexed as to how my microphone switched to a random thing. That drive. That is a comforting sound. So it says to load up from toilet number 2. One of the things that I've learned ever since I started playing this game is just the fact that there's actually not too many player's guides or just walkthroughs for Travis Strikes Again. There's like the 2 that I've been referring to this entire time. And maybe this game just didn't receive enough coverage. I also don't necessarily always look at strategy guides or walkthroughs very often. And so I feel that maybe that's the average number of strategy guides per game these days. I don't know. I feel like popular games probably have several walkthroughs and wikis and things like that. Maybe I'm just out of touch. Maybe it does fall into that territory. Okay, so load up from the toilet to head towards the factory to the north in the top right corner of the factory courtyard. Input the code. Alright, let's go find these guys. And I was always interested to see what kind of secret characters they have. And of course, since I haven't really been playing this game for over a month at this point, I probably need to remember my attacks. And of course... Okay, I think I got it. Except I don't remember how to use my powers. Do I use these things? Let me think. How many buttons do I have on my... I'm pretty sure it was left or right. Oh, there it goes. So I was actually hitting the wrong shoulder button. And of course these guys are pretty weak at this point compared to my current build. Let's recharge my battery, and of course I have to spit drink into it. Ooh, hey. Oh, I missed it. And this guy's just swinging away. Now. There was only the one stepper. Loving me some Batman play. Whoa. I really love how the bat just hits. It's a very slow but very how to say, there's a word that means definitive. It's not definitive, it's something that means with intention. Let's do this. Getting some good energy here from the HP vacuum. If anybody played Earthbound, one of the things that I just remember is the HP sucker from Jeff's arsenal. Now. Beautiful. Alright, and there we go. In just a second here, folks. Real life is calling. And of course, it's as real as it gets. It's an announcement of cheese quesadillas. And Bugchiro, my friend, let's have some ramen. We got a customer. Welcome. Come on in. Give me your best ramen. Sure thing. There you go. That was quick. I always find these very quick. And we're at 3-4 minutes away from the washer finishing, which, thank goodness, it's really annoying. Oh, what is this? Just money. So I think maybe this is the location. So let's see. YYDX. Oh, and there he goes. Ooh, very cool. I wonder how long this lasts. Okay, let's well, we'll use that power. Let's look for the second hidden character. I guess get it from toilet number 4. But before, I guess we'll go through the level all the way up to toilet number 4, and I think that'll be fun. And I'm gonna mute my microphone just because that washer is very loud. Okay, and I think it's about to be finished, so I think we're almost in the clear. Nice HP sucker. And if you just jumped into the stream, all we're doing here is trying to find those secret characters, which apparently have eluded me this entire time as I was playing this. Let's go. It is really satisfying to simply go through these very early game enemies and just plow through them. God, that minute lasts forever. Okay, let's see. Probably need to recharge your battery. Hello. Oh, hello. Sorry. That was a kerfuffle there. I was actually in the land of the Durians. I don't know if you've ever heard of a little country known Singapore. And it's little because it's exactly one city. Was traveling there for family reasons, so yeah, it's been a while. But thank you for sticking around. Thank you for remembering this old stream. How have you been, Inango? It has been quite some time. Alright, I do vaguely remember that this area had a slightly puzzle-like element to it. As long as I find the route forward, I should be good. I could just be skipping through toilets, but I feel like I just like the sense of grinding through some of these old areas to remind me of how, number one, how I should be playing, and number two, try to see if I actually missed anything during my first run. I should probably try and get some more energy from these people. These people being a very loose term. Pretty good, man. Been getting involved with smaller streamers, playing with them, and getting known with the communities. Feels like I've been dissociating from reality. Well, that's good to hear. It's very cool that you are interacting with smaller streamers. I feel like the list of streamers that I follow is largely people who don't really get more than, I want to say, 20, 30 views at a time. And so it is, and maybe it's simply because I'm thinking about myself, and I wish people saw the content that I was putting out. And not to say that anybody ever needs to watch this nonsense, but so be it. It's kind of like an idealistic thought. Associating from reality, though, that's an interesting concept. I feel it depends on what your definition of reality is, right? I feel like at some point in the future, in the not so near future, reality is going to be what we make of it, whether it is within platforms like Twitch or that fancy metaverse. I feel like what we generally consider to be physical reality is not necessarily going to be a prime reality. Here we go. But that's interesting. Why do you think that Twitch doesn't feel real? What am I doing? Jeez. Get out of here. Is there just a machine making these guys at this point? Oh, maybe not that. That was not... Poorly timed, poorly timed. I really should have just been toilet hopping, but so be it. I forgot that the most annoying part of this level really was these electric panels. Oh, geez, that's quite the number of panels all in a row. But I think we're almost out, if memory serves correctly. Long staircase. And that'll be a reference. Showing the way. Is he gone? Beautiful. So you say, I used to just punk people, give them tough love, but in a soft way. Now I'm like not even concerned when I'm on the internet about what I'm saying, which I wasn't like, because I'm pretty chill off. And on the interwebs, I feel like there's no repercussions, even with meeting people. I think I understand what you mean. I feel like sometimes it does feel like you're interacting with content, and it doesn't necessarily feel like reality. Even though, of course, the people on the other side are actually real people with, you know, real senses and emotions. Sometimes it's easy to dissociate from that simply because the way people portray themselves while they're on stream is not necessarily who they really are in real life. And you know, how much they show that is actually a very measured and qualified amount, especially with people with very good numbers. Not me though. What you see is what you get, more or less, unfortunately for everyone. Oh, come on, how long is this thing? Ah, jeez. Okay, let's go ahead and save. Trip to the old John. I sure wish you could actually save in real life and redo things by simply going into the toilet. And you say, that's why I come back. This is real and chill. Well, I'm glad you find it that way. I'm certainly glad you're able to speak your mind. Like I said, that's really all I know how to do. And every once in a while I know how to play games. Not today though. Okay, we've already defeated this guy. No need to do the voice acting. Voice acting. Alright, let's see. These guys get gradually more difficult. So this one, in theory, should be a little easier than the ones I've been facing recently. Whoa. I really need to dodge better. Let's go. Oh no. When has alcohol ever backfired on me? And there you go. This guy is tough. I probably should have switched up my skills. And of course, I need the price here. Wow, I'm surprised I didn't get thrown over. Jeez, guy. This guy is clearly proving to be a far more difficult challenge than I initially expected when I took this guy on. Wouldn't be the first time for this stream though. Just that combo attack is very frustrating. Let's try and slow him down. Oh, great. Let's see what we can do here. I'm really just trying to get around him so I can get some hits on the back. Jeez, and down he goes. Alright, so let me catch back up on the chat. So recently a woman taught me a somewhat valuable lesson context is we were just talking, didn't know what we both looked like, then we FaceTime thing. And things change, but I'm never gonna be one-up so I can look at someone and find their weakness and use them to defend myself because I'm not coming out hurt. She taught me not everything has to be a competition. That's actually a good lesson to take away from that particular interaction. Yeah, you certainly don't need to... I feel like as long as you are comfortable with the way that you look, that is at the end of the day all that matters. But you go on. But really though, sometimes you can put your guard down for pleasure. The reality can be where there is always something to compete for you. Just gotta know when it's necessary, unfortunately. And there's certainly some truth to that. I do feel like, you know, you can certainly choose to be yourself as much as you want, but there are certain scenarios, there are certain instances where, unfortunately, you do have to stay guarded. That certainly pops into my mind whenever I am meeting new people. Try to put up my best airs, try to not necessarily reveal too much about myself. But then, of course, once I'm with friends, family, what have you, it's a little easier to let my guard down. And then it is kind of an unfortunate trade-off that sometimes you have to do. You kind of have to pretend a little bit in order to keep yourself safe, if that means anything. In an ideal world, we could all just be who we are. Alright, I think I'm gonna switch characters very close by. But thank you for sharing, and I go. For anyone interested, still enjoying my Tank 7 from Boulevard Brewing Company. A very good saison, an American saison, so maybe slightly less of those spices, but a little more of the pale hoppy character. Okay, let's juice up. Nice. Oh, these guys definitely take a beating. keep going. Poorly used. But where's my restroom, folks? Where is my restroom? And maybe before I move forward, let's see. Within that FaceTime call, I stopped thinking about the looks and just started flowing, not looking at myself, and eventually I realized that I'm good as my spirit and the work I've put in myself. And she started liking it. Finally found how a lot of women don't like guys who overcompensate. That's certainly very insightful. I do feel that obviously there's all types of people out there, but when you encounter somebody that actually appreciates you for when you are acting as yourself and not necessarily worried about the pretenses, not necessarily worrying about the superficiality of the situation or any sort of context, you found the real one. And try not to let that go. Of course, this is a very how to say, a very generalized piece of advice. I feel like the people that I enjoy spending time with the most are those that allow me to be myself, and at no point are they like, you know what, why are you so glum, or why are you so morose, or can we change the subject, sort of thing. It's more about, you know what, speak your truth, I will listen, and I enjoy that. And that is very difficult to come by, I know, but it is out there. There are people who will be like-minded, not like-minded, but could appreciate that level of honesty. Sorry, I just like your input. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. I only speak what I believe is how the rules of the game work, and unfortunately, it is that sort of thing that we are almost playing a game. Okay, where I am looking for a beautiful. Oh, that was a good charge. Okay, I am getting weak. Oh, lucky me, I missed every single time. Never feel sorry for being yourself. As long as you're not hurting anyone, you're good. Alright. Easy. I need a good stretch. Yes, I am a loser. This should be the cover for this stream, honestly. All right, let's go ahead and continue. Whoa. I don't think no, I did take that hit, never mind. Let's go with, okay. Let's see. But the thing is, she is slightly real. She's still superficial, she's hot, so she feels a certain way, but the best part I've accumulated is not being scared of letting them go or losing them, because you're not going to connect with everyone. They're here for the character development or just a few day experiences. Yeah, and of course, the things that I said don't necessarily reflect every single person out there. Sure, you'll find like bits and pieces of that nature in people, but I wouldn't ever suggest that there aren't people who are like that, right? There are people who value you for the things that you say, and or the times that you are yourself. That's not everybody. That's not everybody 24/7 or anything like that. I'm glad that you had this, stimulating positive interaction with this individual. And I'm glad it made you feel that way, and it made you rationalize some of these things. But yeah, like I said, there are folks like that out there. And you know what? We're never going to find them if we don't look. The cover, oh man, you're a winner. Very generous thoughts, but I've been doing this for a while. It doesn't get too much better than this. And first. I was honestly just looking for a bathroom to switch up with Travis, but of course. Let's charge up the old battery. Okay. It's just how the cookie crumbles, indeed. Indeed. Not everybody is a gem, but there are people who are diamond in the rough. Ah, yes, exactly what I've been looking for. Yeah, I know that I could switch to him if I just pause the game. I guess in my mind I have like this self-limitation that I feel like I should just switch them out whenever I'm at a checkpoint. Checkpoint being a toilet. Nobody needs to do that, of course, but I don't know. It just feels right. Character select.
10 hours of gaming a day.
That sounds like my desired life. And actually, where are we in terms of a level up? Okay, so we only need 3,400, so actually we're good. One of the things that I've tried to do while playing this playthrough of this game is only leveling up both characters when I have enough points for both of them, so it looks like I have enough for both of them, unless I'm reading these numbers incorrectly. Let's see.
Awesome.
Alright, so we've got Travis at level 12. And then let's go ahead and do the same with Batman.
God damn.
One of the things that I learned while looking at these level ups is simply the fact that it's interesting how they have it that Travis has slightly higher attack power versus Batman, who has slightly higher defenses or HP points, I guess. It's a very fun way to differentiate them. I try to think that I play more aggressively with Travis and maybe more strategically with Batman, but you know, I don't know if it works out very well that way. Okay, so I feel challenging yourself to be better. Yeah, definitely it's always important to have these micro challenges for yourself. Nothing too crazy though. Too many streamers game for 8 hours a day. I envy how they don't get muscle skeletal problems. Yeah, actually, that's I'm relatively new to this Twitch streaming game, and like I said, I do like to follow a lot of small streamers, but even in the medium-sized streamers, I'm constantly just perplexed by how long they play, and I know that they take breaks during stream and all this and that. But at a certain point, you just have to either have the world's greatest chair and the world's greatest posture, because I don't know how they do it. They must be all in their like early 20s or something like that. To be in the early 20s again. Yeah, they even out like that. All right, let's see. Where are we in terms of time in the real world? Okay, 211. Let's keep going. Like I said, we're trying to get the second secret character in this level before we bail. And this is the part of the level that I remember the most, just because of the lights. Once in my life, exactly once in my life, I was in the streets of Japan. And I did just enjoy the level of lighting in the streets. Wish that I could go back to it someday. Beyblade of Doom. It was certainly fun, like I said, when I visited back in the day, just how there were establishments that were really tiny. They were literally closed on the walls, but inside there was like a bartender, people like that. People, what do they call them? Small izakayas, as they say. And you would just sit 3-4 people at a time. It's just amazing what they do with the amount of space that they have, which of course is not necessarily the thing that one needs to take away from the experience, but I always thought it very curious, very interesting. Nice. Ah, jeez, I thought this battle was over. Okay, nice. Nice. Okay, let's pause here. Has there ever been a game where it's been old and they give it a secret update for added content, like a new select story mission or setting place? Because I feel that'd be cool of the developers to surprise its cult following. I'm trying to think, what was the last long term, like between release and like here's a special download, and nothing crazy is coming to mind. I was on Twitter the other day and I did see that the developers of Chrono Cross for the Switch released a special patch to tweak some things and give Pip, the character Pip, some slight tweaks to his evolution tree. But that's not necessarily like content, that's more like fixing bugs and things like that. It would be fun if like you were to take a game, I don't know, I'm thinking of like something that I used to play very old back in the day, just randomly comes to mind, maybe something like the old Dragon Ball Z Budokai game for the PlayStation 2. And of course PlayStation 2 doesn't really get updates, but if they did, if they were like, oh, you know, by the way, we're adding like Super Saiyan Blue Goku, that would be boss. I wish I could play that game. Have you ever come across anything like that in Igo? Let's Beyblade these guys. I think I might have reached the location of the secret person, though it says following toilet number 4, and I haven't reached that. Let me double check here. It is like in a purple nut. Oh, I think it's here. Okay, let's try here, but before I do that, exactly, that would be cool, but they wouldn't say a word about it. Someone on Reddit would have to make a discovery. Actually, isn't there, like, I think I read, I'm gonna say at this point it's probably been a year, I can't tell time anymore, but for the old NES Punch-Out game, somebody discovered that there was a special thing in one of the fights, I think against Bald Bull or something like that, where there was a specific point during the fight where the camera will take a take a snapshot of the action, and if you hit during that particular time frame, it'll actually you'll actually be able to knock out the guy or something like that. And that's not necessarily like an update or anything like that. It was something that was like unearthed like 20-25 years after the fact. I mean, I guess discoveries like that are neat. But yeah, like a secret update that would probably be neater. Something to reward fans who have kept playing something in particular, and here's a way to like continue, expand on the fun that you've been having. No, but the reason I bring it up is how some people find Easter eggs in games years later after the release. So maybe that's exactly what I was talking about with the punch out thing. Let me go ahead and enter this code. So it's YYBX YYBA, and that's not okay. YYBX YY. Let me try this again. Midnight cowboy sign on the left hand side and a fireworks sign on the right. Not exactly that. That's exactly where I need to be. Maybe I need to be right in the middle of them. I must not be hitting the right code properly. I need to be closer to this. And there they go. Very cool. And the nice thing about those enemies is I believe they give you a lot of XP. Okay, but that is it. I think I'm going to go ahead and leave this map. In theory, I should have collected both secret characters. Let me see what my stats read. Hey, 2 out of 10. That's better than 0 out of 10. Let's get out of here, folks. Let's go back to the trailer. And I'm probably going to take a small break to take care of the biologics, but we will be right back. Let's go ahead and save before we do that. Can you believe I'm still stewing over the fact that the first 10 or so minutes of the stream had no microphone audio? So it goes. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Alright, let's leave it here. And we will be right back, folks. Okay, and we are back. Apologies for the delay there, folks. Still playing Travis Strikes Again. No More Heroes in the segment I like to call Travis Strikes Out. I'm your host, Illwolf, and the main objective today is actually to find the secret characters strewn about the levels. To be perfectly honest with you, I had no idea these secret characters existed. I read up on them while I was looking at a strategy guide. Yes, I am doing the terrible thing that is looking up at a strategy guide, but you know what? That's how I get my kicks. Hopefully you enjoy that as well. And for anybody that just popped in, I am still enjoying a Tank 7 from Boulevard Brewing Company, which is a American Saison Ale. Let me know if you want me to talk about that. Apparently I talked about it for some time early on stream, but my microphone was off, so cheers to that. So let's jump on that. Desktop audio is back. Okay. And same, I was like, WTF, was that popped up when you were by the purple sign? Oh, you mean for the secret character, right? Yeah, I don't actually know who that is. I'm sure that it is a character from No More Heroes. Unfortunately, the guide doesn't actually tell you who. Oh, it says. Well, I guess it's supposed to be some sort of cowboy or something like that. But they're very old-fashioned, like in the old NES type of secret characters. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. Let's go into Life is Destroy, which is the second game. Before I do that, though, let me check what my skills are on this guy. The wing chip is a solid choice. B2 chip I like because it allows me to mow through enemies. The blueberry cheese brownie enters dark rage mode, and then the turn A chip. Attack power increases. Maybe I could do away with the wing chip for a while. See what's good. The F91 creates a doppelganger, so it's like a dummy. The Strike Freedom chip. I actually like this a lot, but the problem is that you need enemies to be exactly at a particular position for you to strike them down. Thistle is spewing gas from 4 directions. That could be fun. Think about it. Crossbow calls upon a skull-shaped machine gun turret. Actually, let's try this out. Let's see what that's like. Self chip. And the line chip. Let's call it triple line. Makes you invisible to some enemies. I might try that next. I believe this is the chip that I got when I found Jean in all those locations. Alright. Or maybe it was the double X. You know what? It's fine. We'll figure it out. Get cozy. Grab something to drink. Alcoholic or otherwise, everything is fair game. Life is Destroy. And of course, the thing that I remember whenever I think about this particular stage is just the fact that there were areas of the level where you were inside the hotel room and it played standard beat 'em up, slash 'em up, whatever. But then once you were outside, you were in this neighborhood that you had to puzzle through. And in the later levels, you get to try to run away from this giant head that just follows you around. And it looks just like Dr. Manhattan. And it's kind of eerie. It's not scary. It's just annoying. Yeah, so there's that. That's okay. We bested it. Whatever we can do once, we can do again. Unless you're talking about my knees, then they can't do anything that they used to. The blue buggero. So load up from toilet number 3 and leave the house. Okay. Let's go. I should have changed shirts before leaving. I'll change shirts before the next time. This horse marks part of Doppelganger's descent to madness. It was here that he took another step towards becoming a monster. He crucified a teenager who had killed his parents and gone away with a crime. Then, in order to hear the criminal's voice, he ate his body. That's when he began to play host to a range of different personalities. I wish I could keep up with all of the stuff that they say, but in terms of the story, like I understand some of the things that have affected the main villain of the story. But if I had just like a guide or something like that, I'm sure somebody has made a YouTube video about that at some point. Whenever I'm playing a story-heavy game, I kind of rely on my brain remembering the parts that are important. And of course, depending on your brain, your mileage may vary. Okay, so I have to go to a house. Go up, hit the card switch and rotate down the street. Follow it to a dead end. Okay, so I have to find the dead end. Voila. And I think this is where we are. Ooh. What is this guy? So this is my new power. Okay, so I think this is where we need to do it. And there they go. Okay. So some nice extra XP. Why are all the secret characters the same character? Okay. Hidden character number 2. You have to load up from toilet number 7. Which I might just go ahead and do. Excellent. Alright. Though it looks like I probably need to go to another toilet to... I don't think that you can actually teleport through toilets. Teleport through toilets, that sounds like a Super Mario thing. I honestly don't want to solve these puzzles right now. Maybe I'll just go back to the trailer and then pop into the next toilet. I think that's what we'll do. I love me going through some levels, but Life is Destroy is particularly frustrating. That's what I meant. And you know what? We don't need frustration here in the Ales and Fails stream. It's time to enjoy ourselves. Time to simply enjoy the game for what it is. Ooh, a fax. Let's check it out after we finish the second secret character. And as a reminder to anyone watching, I will be doing this schedule for at least the next 2 days, so today and tomorrow. I very much doubt that I will be able to keep up with my evening schedule because of some unfortunate situation in the Aelden, something that's keeping me up at night. So Do bear with us, folks. Let's continue with
10 hours
Travis.
of gaming a day.
Let's go ahead and start. And I think I need to load up from the 7th toilet. Lucky number 7. As an aside, I really enjoy my goggles. They're so cool. Alright, 7th toilet. When will I be streaming again? About to enter the barber shop. So I will be here tomorrow around this same time, 1 to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Probably be playing a retro game by that point. I was just about to say, good luck with the barber shop. I actually just went there this morning, yeah, imagine that. But thank you very much for your company, Inigo. Certainly always appreciate the banter. Best of luck and hope to see you again. Alright, let's go find the second hidden character. Head into the room immediately above the toilet. And close to the window and input this. Okay, I assume they mean this, so let's go ahead and do this. And there they go. HP recovered, I guess. That was definitely simple. But honestly, here's hoping that I can return to my nighttime schedule. I really like the nights. And I'm not simply speaking about the song by Avicii. I really like the nights too. Alright, let's go back to the trailer. Get ourselves a new shirt. Nice. It's been a long week. Alright, let's check out this fax. I feel like it keeps compelling us to, excuse me, look at it. Funny that the only place we can change shirts is the bathroom. Alright, so we had the Swords of Ditto. One of the things that I certainly wish that Travis Strikes Again actually lets you do is change your jacket. Not that I don't love the purple leather. I think it's a rad jacket, but I don't necessarily know that it fits with every single one of the shirts that are presented here. It doesn't match, you know, it doesn't pop together. Ruiner. It does go well with reds though, like heavy reds, and there's a good amount of the heavy reds. I like the, let's go with High Hell. That looks controversial. Okay, how about Batman? Ah, best girl. I do enjoy my best girls. Alright, so let's check out that fax. I don't know that I have a defined voice for Kay, given that I don't know who they are. Geez, that's a... I guess you get a new fax for every secret character that you get. I see you've opened the door to the death drive. The fact that you come back alive and that you're reading this now means that your brain hasn't been fried. that severely by the world of the Death Tribe. While I'd normally congratulate you on clearing the game, to be honest, I'm just not feeling it. Hey, that's okay, buddy. You don't have to say anything. Having played the game, you probably realize this by now, but the game has been completely taken over by bugs. It's nothing like the kind of game you were likely imagining. You can't increase your rank, and you can't win any money. If you're simply after a way to get your gamer nerd blood boiling, then please just walk away now. God bless America. Alright, let's read the second one and save the others for later. Travis Touchdown. Have you ever wondered about why you're seen as a destroyer? Or why Electro Triple Star was thanking you? It's because the Death Tribe is a new type of living being. Way more advanced than any simple video game or AI. It's fully connected to the real world. That's why it can't be allowed to blend with the real world any further. Interesting, very fatalistic. Alright, let's go to game number 3. And what is game number 3? Coffee and Donuts. Actually, that one was one of my favorites. It's like a... It almost plays out like a whodunit murder mystery in like this mansion. Where you're trying to look for the person who was murdered, I guess. So maybe not necessarily like a whodunit, but you know what I mean. You know exactly what I mean. Coffee and Donuts. Let's keep going with Travis. We haven't really played too much with him. Coffee and Donuts, my favorite. But I can tell you that I don't remember the last time I had a good donut. And that's not because I haven't had the chance. I simply don't eat donuts very much. I think in my older age, I have come to feel anything with bread to be two things. Number one, delicious. And number two, empty calories. And it is because this number two that anything with bread, even if it's just a loaf of whole wheat bread, I will definitely think twice about having. And I don't recommend anybody following my particular guidance on this. I think people out there should enjoy their breads. Certainly mind yourself if you're having donuts or cakes, but enjoy your breads. Don't be like me. So yeah, that's the reason why I haven't had a good donut in recent history. As to what my favorite donut type would be, honestly, anything with cream filling. I'm a simple person. Ale is simple when it comes to pastries and breads. I love my Dutch crunch. The only time I'm ever complex is when it comes to beers. But of course you knew that because you're watching this stream. So let's go to the second floor, find room 202. On this side. Here we are, so go in. Alright, what exactly was this skill supposed to do? Crossbone. Oh, it's a turret. Okay. I guess I didn't make good use of it. Oh, nice. It's unfortunate I can't move it though. I also feel it's more of a Batman thing rather than Travis. Here's me judging what each character would actually use. feel like bags in the wind? As in, do you ever feel like a plastic bag? Katy Perry, one of the greatest lyricists of our time. I am certainly happy that that doesn't take away energy. Yeah. And look for a donut with an arrow pointing down. Always try not to fall off the platform when I do one of my combos. What are these, chocolate donuts? Maybe maple donuts? I was grabbing a donut for my SO the other day, and again, I'm not a connoisseur of donuts, I don't have them very frequently, but it was the sort of thing where it was 2 boxes of donuts with similarly colored palettes, and I'm pretty sure one of them was chocolate, the other one was maple. But what do I know? I don't know donuts. Come on, guy. I need to charge up, actually. This is probably one of my favorite chips. It's kind of boring, it's very slow, but they keep me alive. Damage is negligible, but it's kind of just annoying. Alright, and this is where we need to go. So I guess it's here right before the arrow. Excellent. What did that do? You recover HP. So I guess my HP has been recovered. You know what, let me go ahead and finish this level. I actually did enjoy this stage. I remember particularly for coffee and donuts, the later levels that happen to be on treetops remind me a lot of Donkey Kong Country 1, those treetop stages, which are probably my favorite. Okay, what the? Oh, what? You're facing the wrong side, buddy. Can't get a single hit in. Beautiful stranger, like Madonna once said. Nice. And let's keep moving, I think. A slow descent. Okay, this was a fake out, I guess. Of course, I probably just glitched myself out. Okay, thank goodness. And the exit is here. Good times. Oh man. And if you're new to the stream, still enjoying a Tank 7 American Saison. In terms of Saison, it does have that Belgian yeast character. It reads more like a pear-flavored ale with some good hoppiness to it. Solid. Okay, so that was character number 1. Let's go for character number 2. And it's actually, it gives you a level up. That's cool. Head to the 4th floor using the left-hand side elevators. Okay. I don't know if I can, I don't remember where the elevators are located, but I'll give it a shot. And this is probably what attracted me to trying to find secret characters in the first place, just the idea of some of the rewards are actually quite good. Like for instance, this one is going to be a level up. I guess it would make more sense for me to save it for one of the higher levels, but you know what? We're here. Alright. Let's go to the 4th floor. For everyone on stream, hopefully you're enjoying your Thursday afternoon, no matter what time zone you're in. Where are my lurkers from Singapore? I would love to hear your stories. Alright, room 402. We're actually in the 3rd floor. Wait a second, I thought I put... Okay, one more floor. Alright, 402. Right, so as I mentioned before, this is one of those treetop levels which I quite enjoy. I kind of just enjoy the motif, just treetop villages. I don't know why that attracts me. I'm pretty sure that it would be quite hot if I actually lived in one of these locations. Thank goodness for no damage after falling off a platform. And I think that's exactly where we need to be. Drop down a step and input the code. Life 1. That just gave me an extra life though. I don't know if that actually gave me a level up. But does that count? That is all that matters. All we're doing here is finishing out checkboxes, of course. Okay, hidden characters found, 6 out of 10. Which makes sense because it's the 3rd level of the game. Let's go ahead and finish this level. Like I said, I do like the theme of these stages. And maybe we can just talk. Life is fleeting, folks. I was thinking to myself, gee, it sure would have been nice if a platform like this, and I'm not talking about Twitch specifically, but just the idea of streaming would have been around when I was of a much younger disposition. and how much fun I would have had it. I would have also done it more often since I would have been younger. And it kind of just makes me a little bit sad because you don't know what you like until you encounter it. And maybe it's the sort of thing where maybe you'll go through life wondering about the things that you could do or enjoy doing and never discovering them because you never necessarily were part of that particular I don't want to say generation, but I guess to put it bluntly, kind of just like generation. Oh, come on, guys. And of course extend that to like the people that you meet, right? Like, could you imagine if like your better half simply happened to exist 20 years after, how to say, not necessarily 20 years out of sync with you, let's just put it that way. Wow, this guy is... Okay, let's put down this turret. And of course, on the wrong side again. I'm gonna wait up to walk this. Okay, there we go. Just a second, folks. It seems like real life is ringing once more. The realization. Alright, let's keep going. Yeah, so unfortunately we are a victim of the things that we the limited things that we are exposed to, I guess is what I was trying to say, and the limited number of people that we meet. There might be a wonderful person around the corner and you never do actually get to meet them. I was just thinking the other day that it's kind of funny that they decided to, excuse me, have these platforms be donuts. And I was almost wondering if it's supposed to be a callback to like games like Super Mario Bros. 3 that had donuts as like platforms back in the day. This game does reference a lot of 8-bit games, including Zelda, which is, I believe, the style in which hidden characters are shown. So it wouldn't surprise me if that was the idea. Donut lifts. Jeez, too many turrets. Okay, I think we're almost done. I need to charge up, folks. And we just ran dry. Maybe there's a bit left there. But very soon we'll be going for our second and final drink of the evening. The evening. I wish it was the evening. I knew that that was going to happen when I did it. I don't know why I did it. Here's me vaguely trying to just block hits. Come on, guy. Don't tell me. The pain, folks. And I remember this particular section, we actually have to follow the same donut throughout this entire set of platforms. And if we miss it, then we have to go back all the way to the beginning. And of course, if you get too diligent with your assassinations, then you just fall to the ground. Speaking of assassinations, I guess one of the things that I thought was kind of funny was kind of just the fact that after No More Heroes 2, you essentially stop killing people. Of course, in this game, you're essentially killing bugs. And I do believe that in the next game, No More Heroes 3, you're actually killing aliens or robots. Which, cool. I love thrashing those aliens and robots. But I believe you don't have a lot, too much more of that blood that seemed to bathe the first two games. And I guess it does kind of just follow with Travis's morality as it develops. The idea of killing someone and how he starts to disagree with it. And how he starts finding more value in people's lives. Certainly hit me while I was playing No More Heroes 2. Final challenge. Ah, one of these guys. Ah, of course it's facing the wrong direction. I need to charge up. I'm gonna die. I thought I was a goner for that one. Let's get out of here. Okay, and I think we're done with secret characters for this level. And I believe I already checked this, but my memory is hazy. Hazy when I drink. Okay, so let's move on to World Death Ball number 4, Golden Dragon GP with the Smoking King. And it looks like I need to go to the 32nd floor of Golden Dragon GP. So that'll be interesting. Let's go ahead and check out those faxes. Those facsimiles for those of us born in the 1950s.
Ooh.
Alright, I don't think we need to really change shirts. Let's see what Bad Dog is up to. Gosh, he doesn't like me yet.
That's hella funny.
I mean... Alright, let's go ahead and actually change characters when we first start up, but also let's go ahead and change our skills. I can't say that that turret has really interested me this entire time. Let's see what the skill set for Batman is. So it's the Psychokinesis, it's the slowing down, there's a Triple Crown, which I thoroughly enjoy, and then there's a Unicorn Chip, which actually allows you to suck energy from others. I don't think I'm changing that. I feel guilty changing the Triple Crown. It's like a staple for Batman. It kind of just makes me feel like I'm a little bit like Batman. Um, Maybe the shiny chip could use a slightly different one. Band hop. Shoots a reflected ball. Power increases with each reflection. Balls can also be reflected back by attacks. So it throws baseballs and they just kind of hang around. And this is a Travis only. Double O chip. Quick dash. Psycho chip. So that one's also a shooter. Destroy chip. Let's try the double X chip. Alright, we're gonna read those faxes. Travis touchdown. So what comes after clearing this game? That would be World War III. Juvenile and I stuck bugs into the game for the express purpose of stopping this from happening. I can't get into detail here, but that console is involved in a top-level government conspiracy. Please excuse the faxes, but Juvenile and I are being chased by the US government and thus can't contact you directly. That's interesting. I wonder why there's no more spelling mistakes in the faxes if you're just running around writing these things. By the way, having come this far, I'm sure you've already worked it out on your own, but the Death Drive Mark II games are games of death. The difficulty level spikes with each game you clear, as do your chances of dying inside the game. Your chances of surviving the third game are 33%. I absolutely cannot recommend advancing any further. God bless America, K. Very thoughtful of you to include that one, K. But we're gonna keep going. Travis touchdown. Hoping it may help you find a reason to give up, I'm sending along the blueprints for the Death Drive Mark II. As you can see, there are microwires that extend from the console's controller and enter your body from under your fingernails. This allows the console to directly access the player's nervous system, which is how the player gets sucked into the world of the Death Drive. At the same time, it also steals the player's genetic data. This direct access to both people's neural network and genetic data is our biggest piece of evidence of government conspiracy. Evidence for you stealing that information? Also, the console may look old, but on the inside it's got cutting-edge specs. Its wireless communication function uses satellites and access points set up throughout all 50 states to send player data to the CIA. Huh. Having already played, your data has now also been stolen. Don't let your guard down. God bless America. Okay. Maybe I should start signing my emails like that. Oh, was there something else at the end? Oh. It's just the Death Drive MK Mark II. Very interesting stuff. Alright, let's mosey. And we're not going to we're going to Golden Dragon GP. And actually we're gonna take a break. We're gonna grab something else to drink. Take a break right here. We'll be right back, folks, in about 5 minutes or so. Also gotta take out those logos out. Let me just make sure that we got the proper tunes here. Don't necessarily need the desktop tunes right now. We're doing an intermission. So thank you for sticking around. This is the Ales and Fails Swiss stream. I'm your host, Ale Wolf, otherwise known as Ale's Gentleman Streamer. And happy Thursday afternoon for all of those of you just jumping on. We've been playing Travis Strikes Again. This is my first time through the game, and even though I thought that I wasn't going to 100% complete it, here I am just trying to go through finding hidden characters, which not really a necessity, but I thought it would be fun to revisit some of the old levels, and this kind of gave me an excuse. I am being a dirty cheat, and I am using a guide to actually find these secret characters. So it's not like I'm finding them just on my own. But you know what, that's okay, that's how I like to play my games. I feel like the skill involved in playing the game is the things that I display as I fight bosses and things like that. Not necessarily a measure anybody needs to live by. But before we get started on the final hour of our stream, I am enjoying a Dragon's Milk, which is something that long-time fans of the stream will remember. This is a bourbon barrel aged stout. So there's a lot to unpack there. What exactly is a stout? Well, a stout is a dark ale. It is generally opaque to the view, and it is generally made with stuff like crystal malts. Of course, beers are generally made from barley, though you have stouts made of oatmeal, rye, and things like that. Now, if you simply took crystal malts and made them into a beer, what you would get is a porter. So what exactly sets stouts apart? Well, it's just the fact that stouts, before they get boiled, they are actually toasted, which is an interesting process. You actually toast the grains, and what that does, as you can imagine, the idea of cooking is not necessarily you just want to eat hot food. No. It's actually you want to break apart proteins and let other flavors be accessible to you. And that's exactly what toasting does. It allows for a different set of compounds to reach your mouth when you taste them. That's the idea behind cooking. Of course, sterilizing and all that stuff, but we're not really talking about that. So yeah, Dragon's Milk is also a bourbon barrel aged stout, and what that implies is that this one was actually not necessarily just aged in what you would consider either a fermentation tank, which is generally made of steel, but what they actually took this beer and they aged it in a bourbon barrel, so a barrel that used to house bourbon. And of course, bourbon is a I believe it's a barley spirit. It's got some corn in it though. It's popular in Louisiana. I know my bourbon from watching The Waterboy. I love that movie. And yeah, so they aged it there, and that allows the stout to pick up some of those bourbon notes, which actually sit quite well with stouts. It also gives them very higher, stronger alcohol content. It gives them like a slightly mapley, slightly sweet taste. So I love my bourbon barrel aged stouts. It's something that you will see I often finish out nights with. So let's see what Untapped has to say about it before I drink it. And let's go over here. Let's change our scene. Okay, and let's see, 11% alcohol by volume, which is very close to wine. Throughout the ages, Dragon's Milk has been used as a term to describe potent ales and elixirs worth of celebration, a reward at the end of a journey. We are proud to be stewards of that ancient tradition today, handcrafting each batch of Dragon's Milk bourbon barrel-aged stout in Holland, Michigan, New Belgium, as they say. The best liquid in our house is now yours. Roasted malt delivers notes of coffee and chocolate married with sweet undertones of vanilla and oak from a 3-month stay in bourbon barrels. So I've had it at least 9 times on stream, though I can tell you in my other real life account, the number is definitely in the double digits. So let's go ahead and taste this and see what we feel like today, because taste is not something that's consistent. Taste is something that changes over time as you age, as you learn more, as your flavors, the things that you taste change. So no particular savoring is ever going to be the same. So like I said, this one is opaque. It's got a very sweet nose. It's definitely rounded out with that vanilla. Very strong notes of vanilla actually. It's got some slight roast to it, like a sweet coffee almost. Yeah, and maybe a slight raisiny flavor, but I feel like that's something that I get from like dried fruits, something that I generally sense when I'm drinking barrel aged things. So, Fang and Elder Viewer. Always creamy, always so delightfully creamy, almost lacy. Lacy, not lazy. Um, Pretty sweet. I want to say like almost like a milk stout, really. But then at the end, it kind of just claws at you and it grips you back. It's got that sweet maple flavor. Uh, the alcohol you only ever taste at the end, and it's quite enriching. It rounds out the tasting. I can taste the chocolate as much as I can taste chocolate and milk chocolate, which is enough. It's not something overpowering. I'm not the biggest fan of chocolate, but I do enjoy my stouts even though they tout the idea of having chocolate flavors. This is delicious. I heavily recommend it if you're out in the street, you see it. Um, I feel like it's available in most bottle stores, which is interesting because most good things are not. But there you go. There's an exception to the rule every time. Let me go ahead and update my ticker. Let me go ahead and write my untapped. But I'll see you at the other side of this intermission screen in about 3 minutes. Okay, and we are back. Let's go ahead and put up our levels. So we've got desktop and microphone on. I think we're good. So if you're just joining us, we're trying to find all the secret characters in Travis Strikes Again. And we're using a guide as we are filthy cheats. And I need to raise the volume on this. You know, for as hard as I thought the boss of this level was, the Smoking King, I did enjoy the just the game surrounding Golden Dragon GP. It was it's like this classic racer using what is it called? Vectrex graphics. I thought it was fun. And then when you didn't win the race and you had to fight him, I was just slightly disappointed. And of course, I was frustrated for about 3 or 4 hours of trying to beat Grandpa's words of wisdom. Have you gone to the bathroom? The champion awaits on the top of floor of Dragon Tower. Hurry to the entrance, time for boss. So we've already beaten Smoking King, so we don't need to do that. Excuse me. We do need to go to the 32nd floor though. And so we need to make it all the way to the Sheepman boss. I think I wanted to switch characters at this point.
Play ball.
Batter up. I forget what this new chip does, but we'll find out. Go. Oh man. Come on. I like how I'm dodging everything, or dodging 60% of everything, and yet I haven't gotten a single hit in. Alright. Let's go. What does that do? It's like a bomb. And of course that helped nothing. I wonder if it's more useful with like gangs of enemies. Let's get some energy back. Ah, he's got the Beyblade of Doom too. That was nice, but it was definitely not enough. Down he goes. I wish that would have impacted more people. Nice. And we got somebody. Everyone's got a gun. Nice. Got enough energy, let's keep moving. I think all roads lead to the mid-boss, so I think we're safe. Wow. Well timed, I guess. Okay, I need to kill these punks. Wow. Okay, one down. That's definitely not enough. That's hilarious. Yeah, let's keep going. So frustrating. Alright, let's keep moving on. Bug-Zero. We got a customer. Welcome on in. Give me your best ramen. Sure thing. Here you go.
いただきます。
Okay. Did that just rewind us back? I wonder. Maybe it was the road that we didn't take. Right. Let's drink some beer. That's not what I meant to do. Come on, guy. Down they go. I can tell you that this chip is not really working out for me. Let's go ahead and change it with something slightly more entertaining. So I want to save that for Travis. What is the self chip? So it makes people go to a certain spot, which could work with okay, let's try this. And then at the same time, let's get the Strike Freedom chip. Let's do that. That sounds like fun. It'll be like a combo. By the way, how far are we from XP? Okay, so we can level up one character, but we definitely need to level up two characters. And another gear, of course. Greater power. With better beer comes greater power. Ah, the ninjas. I gotta take out all of these turrets. That was a good hefty amount. Let's drink more beer. Did that work? I don't know. Oh, come on! That was so close. Alright, we gotta play strategic like here. One down. They are out. Excellent. Oh, come on. I hate these punks that negate everything. And of course the Mr. Driller types. And they are out. That was a good recharge, but definitely not what I should have taken more. Okay, let's do this. Ah, of course it failed. The shield guys are easily destroyed once you strike their backsides. Kind of like in Power Rangers where you would say aim for the Z. Oh no, he got sick. Wow, that reach. Nice. Okay, let's do this. Oh, beautiful. That was a good shot. I like that. That was probably the first time the Strike Freedom chip actually worked with a boss. That generally doesn't happen. Ah, the sheep man, okay. This is the room that I was looking for. Who are you? Has Smoking King come back? Alright, enough sheep talking. We've already done this. Let's drink some beer. Oh. Ha. I had to dodge that. Wrong way to dodge. Nice. He was slow enough to actually just take it. Ah, I keep forgetting about the AoE. You know what, let's go ahead and change characters. I don't want to disgrace myself.
Game time.
You know it. Don't tell me that turret only shoots forward. Of course it does.
Blueberry cheese brownie.
Dark Travis mode. Ah, I keep forgetting to jump on that one. Oh, there you go. Wow. The turret actually got the job done. That's impressive. Okay, but this is exactly the spot that we were looking for in terms of the secret character. So let's go ahead and try and activate it. Here? Yeah, I think so. Beautiful. And you recover all your HP there, which is, I guess, useful. But I did just defeat the mid-boss, so I'm assuming that I'm going to clear the level very soon. And of course, there it goes. Bug extra, we talked. Okay, and then the second hidden character in Golden Dragon GP is actually on the 64th floor. The very last corridor where you get the skill chip. In the very last corridor where you get the skill chip, you will see a row of 2 coins together instead of the usual 3. You already have the skill chip. Well, I guess let's go to the 64th floor. And let's go ahead and change up our skill chips. I feel like none of the ones that we've been trying have actually been that great. I mean, I guess the Strike Freedom chip is quite cool. So trying to bundle up with anything is generally fun. And if you're just jumping on stream, we're still enjoying a Dragon's Milk by New Holland in Michigan. Find that corridor with 2 coins instead of 3. That's a good killing. I feel like that would be a very good skill if it wasn't for a 3rd dimension. Nice. Okay. I was pretty sure that I rolled there. They've got pretty good defense as well, and then they've got that covert attack when they pop up from underground. Boy, that's a lot of tough plays. Excellent. Wow. Okay. Good fight, but clearly I'm rusting up. One of the things that I am reminded of whenever I stream is just, how to say, the excitement of being live, as well as the anxiety of being live. Somebody calling up. Oh, come on, guys. I really like how that turret is comboing that boss. Down he goes. Nice. Torbellino of Doom. Oh, come on. And it was just fish. Let's go ahead and charge up before we move on. About 20 or so minutes left of the stream. I do have to get back to a couple of other responsibilities here, folks. Let me not drown you with nonsense. You've got enough nonsense in your life, I'm sure. That was fun.
Blueberry cheese brownie.
3 ninjas. Isn't there an 80s movie called that? Let's go. 2 down, which is amazing. go. Ah, that was a tough one. Okay, are we at the last corridor? Please say it so. Okay, 2 coins instead of 3, right? Ah, there they go. Beautiful. The end? Oh, there's another door. Maybe not. But I guess this marks the end of this particular stage. Let's go back to the trailer. And Travis Strikes Again doesn't fail to stimulate. And another fax receipt from K. Let's see what they have to say. Every time I read a fax receipt from K, I somehow imagine that it's K from King of Fighters. Now that's a fun game. Not as fun as this though. Thought I saw something shiny. Okay, facsimile. Okay, fax 301. To help you to understand the nature of our work, I'd like to tell you about Juvenile's background. She was originally born in Ukraine and raised by a single mother. She survived the Chernobyl meltdown when she was small, but lost her mother. After that, she was adopted and sent to America, where she gained U.S. citizenship. It's never been proven, but there are rumors that her father was a high-ranking U.S. government official. We do know that her adoption was facilitated by the government. They say that her genius intellect was inherited from her father. We first met at the Hazra lab. We were just barely 10 years old at the time. While we both had extremely high expectations placed upon us due to our intellects, we were still just children. We were also lonely. She was like a little sister to me, and while dealing with the mental and emotional strain of being stuck between heavy responsibilities and an excessively luxurious environment, I devoted myself to the development. That's a crunchy scroll bar. The project for the transfer to Mars was extremely crucial to the US and was meant to finally reignite America's worldwide stardom. Finally. It was literally the American dream, but the project required vast amounts of money. The cutting-edge system came as a set, along with tools for profiting from war. While I did have some inkling of what was going on, that was America's business, not mine. I turned the other cheek. I myself am an American citizen, and I was as happy as anyone for the US to regain its glory. But she was different. The Soviets had contaminated and ruined her Ukrainian homeland, and her anger and disgust toward government tyranny and oppression knew no bounds. When she found out about the CIA's project using Death Drive Mark II technology to develop weapons for assassination, her feelings of utter hopelessness and rage caused her to shut herself away in the lab. She planted bugs throughout all of the games and made it so that those entering the mother machine would be unable to come back out. When she barricaded herself in the lab, she was prepared to die if necessary. Being one of the top minds, even in the US, my superiors asked me to convince her to stop. If possible, the government wanted to get things under control the easy way and get her back on their side. Me, a proud American, and Juvenile, who hated the very idea of government from the bottom of her heart. We were torn between our differences in nationalism and patriotism and our affection for each other. It was hard. I'll continue the story later. It's quite interesting. I don't know that we've ever gotten background information on Juvenile as a character, but that's a compelling story. and I find it quite. I don't want to say topical, but I guess topical. It is kind of interesting that before last year, I wouldn't have thought about Ukraine as just another country in the Eastern Hemisphere, but now it means so much more. Certainly didn't mean as much when this game was released. So finally, let's go to Serious Moonlight, I guess. I don't believe that there's anything Killer Marathon. And we have to go to toilet number 2.
I'll be back.
Alright, it looks like we have to head towards a Sheepman Pink mid-boss. That's gonna be fun. Oh, it's gonna be rough. These Sheepman mid-bosses. Jeez. Love it. And you know what? This is not Serious Moonlight, this is Killer Marathon. Ah, that's always the time. The idea of an unfinished game within this game is quite compelling, and I know that there is a quote-unquote patch once you finish it and once you get the DLC. But it is I feel like the idea of unfinished things or levels that just don't make sense is always a compelling one. And if anyone is a retro gamer from the days of Super Mario Bros. 3, you might remember that. And what is it? World 7 Pipe World with all the piranha plants. There was this one castle that was just this mini castle that was just empty. Let's go with Travis.
It's game time.
And so it felt like it was incomplete. And of course there was a riddle to actually solving it and getting to the boss room. But it kind of sparked in me the notion that like a certain curiosity about something not being finished and trying to like interact with that sort of art medium. You know, it's like a half-finished painting. It's like you can have your interpretations about what's on the paper, but there is so much more to be said about what's missing there, you know? Maybe that's kind of an idealistic thought, but it certainly strikes me whenever I see a game. It's like, oh, here's this, what is supposed to be like a half-finished level, or like a level that's missing some critical element, and what that might have been like, and what's the purpose of us experiencing this, you know? Anyways, that's something to chew on, I guess. So this is the most recent level that we have completed, and so things are generally up to our level, I think. Oh, jeez. Should have gone the other way. Come on, just turn this way, guy. This turret is so frustrating sometimes. let's get rid of these punks. Let's charge up. Oh man, I need to sleep more. But that just brings me closer to the final hour. And there they go. I sure hope that mid-boss room is close by. Get rid of this turret. Come on, guy. Down it goes. Oh man. Come on. Just give me the chance. Down they go. Ha. I think I finally got the timing with these Dig Dug enemies. Oh, here we go. Let's charge up. This is the mid-boss. I think this is the last thing we'll be doing tonight. Beautiful. Not at 100%, but let's hope we can make it. There they are. Sheepman Pink. Who are you? Has 8 hearts come back? Just a super badass assassin. Badass, huh? You think you're badass enough to beat a ship? Enough BS, let's do this. It's your 5th trial, punk. You know what makes a mid-boss really terrifying? Getting harder and harder. Die. I'll show you what a badass means. I'm gonna crush your ass. Alright. Nice. That's a nice set of hits. Come on. Ah, why would it choose to appear in that direction? Wow, and it's out. It looks like that extra bump of attack from Travis was enough. So let's go over here. Nice, and then there they go. Okay, I think that's good for us. Let's go ahead and leave this world. We'll pick this back up in Serious Moonlight, hidden character number 2. Let's go back to the trailer. We certainly got a lot of XP on this one. So, mission accomplished, I guess. Alright, let's save our game. There was a new fax received from Kay. We'll get to it next time. Probably in about 2 weeks. As you might recall, I like to continue on my campaigns every other week. That might change though, depending on how much time I have available for gaming. We will see. For now, assume that it'll be 2 weeks from now. Okay. So let's leave this guy here and let's go change our scene. Okay. Well, I think that was a good stream. I do want to say once again apologies for the fact that for the first 10 to 15 minutes or so I had no microphone working. It was one of those weird glitchy situations. And it is an special pain point simply because I did describe what had happened this entire time that I was missing. You know what, I'm sure I'll dip back into that in future streams. I will talk about Tank 7 once again. Message me if you really want to know my thoughts on Tank 7. But yeah, this was a good return to form. Like I said, I really felt like streaming again. This is one of the things that I truly enjoy. One of the few things that I really look forward to in my life, even though it sometimes just makes me very anxious. Drop on by, say what you want to say. It's all largely welcome, unless it's hate speech, then we don't welcome that. But tune in tomorrow. I'll be doing my retro block, or as I like to call it, the Retro Rathskeller. I think we'll either be playing Radical Dreamers or Super Metroid. Tune in tomorrow from 1 to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But yeah, have a wonderful rest of your afternoon, evening, what have you. I look forward to reclaiming back the nights next week, and I hope you join me then. Until then, stay thirsty, Wolfkin, or rather, stay thirsty, Elkin. I'll see you again.